For Kingsley Yeboah, a commercial driver of 23 years, every dark cloud carries a quiet warning. Last year, as floodwaters gathered near Atala Junction at the Old Barrier, he tried to cross, hoping to beat the rising current. His vehicle stalled midstream. The engine was destroyed. Weeks of income vanished, causing him great financial loss.
So in Soto, in so ye far be beer, and I 3 days today cry. And so Muna and cast be brave. A cast or say, I won't percent so bad, and a baby year form. One day we may farm me parking my car, say, and I'm a parking see office, on your office no. And I'm a parking see you. My parking see on, and I'm just no that I'm pensioning Munayo, and I'm just cause I did cheaper, my fat mechanic no, I don't know, mammy. Me ofie na mu senso no a start a to me buy no me car na 10 abedi roadside say and obi di ni car sanadwo no obi di ni car be bom me bumper ni them things na headlight everything enya to tree so enti abe different thing car ni si fie be almost be 6 months and so na me bobisa e dey akoye car ni ye.
Climate experts say the intensity of rainfall events in coastal Ghana has increased in recent years, overwhelming drainage systems and road infrastructure that were designed for lower volumes of water. What was once seasonal inconvenience is now becoming a recurring climate risk. But Kingsley's story is not isolated. Drivers say the real danger lies beneath the surface. Floodwaters conceal deep potholes carved into the weakened road. Vehicles plunge unexpectedly in these craters, damaging suspensions, causing crashes, and in some cases, claiming lives.
Yeah, to me, yeah, because station in a year, a high in a year, over to me, in super to me down 50, because me party can know higher, and yet my banisa, a high na to pavement in the same, in a night to two. I did say, yeah, community labor, and sana, yet to me, I yet to my hour.
In Soto, the area, young driver for your penny any baby, Yegina. In Soto, Friday, Hanya, cars a crane to me into me, it's me tired at the quite tala hornament. We are bare 1 week, Grana entry, Debiana traffic. Until I had in Soto, Nipa ground to me.
According to the Ghana Hydrological Authority, while climate change is increasing rainfall intensity, unregulated urban development is compounding the problem. Richard Kofi Ameko says indiscriminate paving of compounds without green spaces reduces natural water absorption, amplifying runoff during extreme weather events.
You know, the flow comes from the hills onto the road. And then looking at the whole area on the hills, there used to be a lot of vegetation. And people are now disturbing the vegetation, removing the vegetation, and putting up structures. So it's also a cost to that flooding on the road.
For commuters, the experience is chaotic. Buses grind to a halt, passengers step into muddy water. Journeys that should take minutes stretch into hours. This is not simply inconvenience, it is disruption of livelihoods.
One who Portugal said that hey, and Crawford a woo ha, now man for Casa air sewa, a drone do not what's her, and I saw the ha, won't mean that. Last time say I say, and Crawford motors bear said, train on my park, or Homina accident, or Monsamebu. Just a near to her dear, is very serious.
At the Old Barrier, Hager, a mobile money vendor, remembers the day floodwaters swept away her mobile box in seconds. Her working capital disappeared instantly. She shut down for weeks.
It's what my box akoda. It's a year. I said tigu at once. It's me packing na me packing na me jar. Me tutu umbrella na me jar box no. Then so the box in the coin. Oti an ma ben say so the obi container ebesi ako fiti more ebesi ako. Ti e so ne dey higher wa ba. E so tonso intimi to ade international market.
According to NATMO, extreme rainfall events are becoming more frequent and intense due to climate change, placing pressure on drainage systems built decades ago for milder conditions. Officials warn that without climate-resilient upgrades, Flooding along this corridor will worsen in the coming years.
The situation around Atala and the Toll Booth area, we call it the mud slides. Because the bonding that holds the particles of the hill together are weakened by the human activity. So anytime there's rainfall, it serves as a lubricant. It lubricates the particles, and then they slide onto the road and block the road. Yeah, that is the situation there. And it requires a lot of engineering solutions to deal with that situation. So we are working with the Assembly, who has overall jurisdiction and also authority to regulate development in that area, to ensure that development is done and the appropriate technologies applied to ensure that structures are safe and the people living in them are also safe.
The Ghana Hydrological Authority is calling for the adoption of a national rainwater harvesting policy, noting that capturing and storing rainwater would reduce pressure on drains during heavy downpours, while also promoting sustainable water management.
As a nation, I believe it's about time for flood mitigation measures. We need to put in rain harvesting policy that will help as a nation, and that will also be added to the planning committees of the local assemblies. That anybody who wants to put up a structure, they should have a rain harvesting system to compensate what we are losing. The issue is when the place is green, when you lose the green areas and then you put in the hard surfacing, the runoff increases, so you have less infiltration systems. So if we make it as a policy, okay, as a nation, it will go a long way to help us to mitigate the flooding issue.
As climate extremes intensify, the Kasoa-Toll Booth Road illustrates a broader national challenge. Infrastructure built for yesterday's climate is struggling to survive today's storms. Without long-term climate adaptation planning, each rainy season will bring higher economic losses, deeper potholes, and greater risks to lives. Ramat Bashiru and Grace Akwa's report.
This story is brought to you by Joy News in partnership with CDKN Ghana, University of Ghana Center for Climate Change and Sustainability Studies, with funding from CLARE R4I Opportunities Fund.